Wait, why is Red parked outside? Oh my god, what have I done? So here I am driving my 430 for the first time. It finally arrived. It does have an error on the instrument cluster with the engine oil being above max. That's something I'll have to check out when I'm home. Does that cause the engine to go into reduced power output mode? Because this is the lamest V8 I've ever driven. Seriously, it is absolutely gutless. I've just got Tim test driving my 210 at the moment. He helped me pick it up today. So far he's not overly concerned with it, but he kind of drives like a grandfather anyway, so he probably won't notice how utterly gutless it is. He seems to think maybe the transmission has learned the old manish kind of behaviour from the previous owner, and it probably just needs a reset so I can learn to my more aggressive driving style. I don't know. We've done a scan on the ECU. There's absolutely no errors stored or pending. I don't have the equipment to test the transmission yet. That will come later. Yeah, it's not too bad. I guess I can't be too fussy. It's got potential. Definitely needs to be cleaned, but we'll get it up on the hoist when I get it home, and we'll see what it's like underneath. Hopefully I don't find any more rust, because that's the last thing I want to find. So Tim's just had the same experience as me, trying to pull out into traffic, and nothing happens when you put your foot on the accelerator for like 5 seconds. It's quite dangerous. It could be the throttle potentiometer, but surely that would throw an error. And there's no errors at all. Yeah, some more investigation is required on this car. It's actually quite dangerous to drive at the moment. So yeah, gonna have to check it out. So this footage is actually taken the next day, and I have given a very quick clean to this engine bay. It was actually far too disgusting to show in its original state. I do still have the footage, but I was too ashamed to show it because I can't believe I bought a car that disgusting. But anyway, it's actually quite presentable once it's cleaned up. I just had to get over that fact. And here we are. It's looking a lot better. And yes, there is black mold growing on the fuse designation card in the fuse box. That's because this car's from a high humidity climate, i.e. Queensland, and it does absolutely stink inside. I'm going to have to deal with that somehow. It's like a moldy, musty smell, like something you experience only at Christmas Island when you're walking through a rainforest. I can't describe it any other way, it just reminds me of that. We have some damage here, broken tail light. I'm not overly concerned because I don't like the pre-facelift lights anyway. Bumper is destroyed, so I'm going to have to find another one. I'll have to find a front one as well. As far as I can tell, this is the only rust on the car underneath this rear left door, and hopefully I can just do a bit of a dodgy job on that and clean it up, treat it and seal it off from rusting any further. The other doors are quite okay the way they are, but I'll probably just clean out that seal rail and make sure there's no catastrophes waiting to get started in there. Those seals come out very easily. They just slot into the channel all around the door. It's actually a better design than the 124, I hate to say it. Yeah, so it's quite easy to work on in that regard. There's no rust whatsoever in the front suspension components or the body itself. It's all absolutely pristine. That's common for Australia. We don't really have the issues you get with salted roads because, well, particularly in WA, we never have snow. This is a dry and hot climate. Both sides absolutely fine. So that's one thing I don't have to worry about on this car.
You're going to stop what you're going to say on YouTube. It's all black this car.
Rear end also looks pretty good. The exhaust is okay, it's not rusted out. Interestingly, Tim's 430 has a stainless steel rear and centre muffler. Mine seems to not be stainless steel in the middle. Maybe his has been replaced at some stage. I know his Cats have. These rear struts, I believe, have been changed. Front ones appear to be original. I'm not sure why you'd only change the rears. Engine looks pretty damn clean underneath, as you'd expect with 132,000 kilometres. It's not a lot of usage on one of these. That under-engine plastic cover has been ruined as well, along with the front bumper, so I have to get those as well. Transmission is pretty clean too. Minor leakage starting at the electrical socket there, but I expected that to happen. That's extremely common, so that's just par for the course. I'm going to service it anyway. Steering rack even looks good as well. All of this stuff cleans up really well. One of the benefits of this car never being cleaned properly is all of that dirt's actually protected the metal surfaces pretty well. My goodness, we're into the 90s now. Now, I don't actually expect there to be a lot of interest in 210s on my particular YouTube channel, but if you are interested, here is a slideshow of some photos of the car. And yes, it does have gold badges installed. They will not be staying. That was from the previous owner. It actually presents pretty well, and it does only have 132,000 kilometers on the clock, so it would make it one of the lowest mileage 430s in the country. It's not the lowest because I know there's one with 40,000 on it. I was tempted to buy it for the same price, as in $40,000, but I thought, what am I going to do with it? You buy a car like that, you can't actually drive it or enjoy it. It's just a museum piece to keep locked up and to look at, so what's the point of that? At least this thing I can have some enjoyment with it and drive it around. Yeah, so it just needs some cleaning and a bit more work, a few bits and pieces as far as broken parts are concerned, and it should be good to get registered. Of course, the most wear is around the driver's seat, but that's to be expected. I have to yet find out what suitable cleaning chemicals work on this interior, because it's a light colour. It basically attracts everything, as in dirt-wise, and everything shows up. I would never have a light coloured interior after seeing what this looks like. It's just so hard to keep clean. I think you're onto a winner if you've got a black interior, because it just hides the filth.